Well, Ozzy's got some weird terms.
Bite your bum.
What?
Bite your bum.
Bite your bum?
No.
No.
Yeah.
That sounds like a sexual term that can't really be talked about on camera.
Bite your bum. Bite your bum.
Is that like kiss your butt?
I imagine that probably is something along the way of this, shut your mouth.
Bite your bum. Be quiet.
So I got that one. Yep.
So just bite your bum and have some scrambled cackleberries. Back to the action. 4 players at our final table now, and the reason for that, of course, is that Julius Coleman is sitting out some time.
He will, however, have to keep posting his blind. You see it sitting there in front of his stack and the antes.
Action folds to Hans Martin Fogel. Jack 8 suited.
I'm moving.
All in.
And I like this play, Barry. Vogel knows he only has to get past one player, Hansen.
So far, that's a very bad card for you.
This is actually a very brave play by Fogel. 4th place pays 80,000 US, more than 5th place. A lot of guys would just put it into neutral, wait for that short stack Coleman to be eliminated. Vogel's playing for the win here. He's trying to pick up nearly 100,000 free chips.
I think it's a tad bit light.
So Gus Hansen will fold, and Hans Martin Fogel will take in almost 100,000 chips. So while he feasts at our final table, looks like Julius Coleman is having a feast of his own.
Around the corner, when those chips are in front of him, actually look in front of him. And done it twice, shouldn't do it, deserves a penalty. And now I'll eat.
Well, you take your punishment and you have a sandwich.
Julius Coleman displaying a really good attitude about this, Barry. I know a lot of people would be throwing a tantrum at this point. He has dealt with this with a lot of class, a real sportsman.
Well, and a guy that's been successful away from the poker table, and he's carried that success onto the poker table. You can see why. Fricky is 6'5", and he'll play. Raises to 120,000. Black folds, Fogel folds, and the action goes to Gus Hansen. Hansen with a little pair.
And four-handed, that little pair is going to look huge to Gus Hansen. He'll certainly want to see a flop.
Makes the call. And we'll see a flop between Hansen and young Jimmy Fricke. And there's another 5 for Hansen. And that might embolden Fricke.
It might. And, boy, it surprises me there with 3 hearts on the board that Gus Hansen is willing to check his set of 5s. Fricke does his business for him, though, betting out.
175,000, the bet by Jimmy Fricke, right into the wheelhouse of Gus Hansen.
Gus has 2 choices, obviously, call or raise. I like raising here. Again, Hansen doesn't know that Fricke doesn't have a heart, and he does not want to give a free card. There's the raise.
500,000.
Now, if you're Jimmy Fricke with bottom pair and a 6 kicker, that's the right play. Throw it away.
Yep, Hansen will win the hand, and that gets him right back on track. So Gus Hansen, the old veteran, takes a little bite out of the big stack of Jimmy Fricke. We're coming back. Australia, some of the best poker players in the world coming to the Crown Casino, all looking to make a little history of their own. The field now down to 5 players, but only one will be the Aussie Millions champ.
Should I give the fans what they want?
This is the Aussie Millions, and here's where we stand. We began the final table with 7 players. We're down to 5. Jimmy Fricke, though, looking over his shoulder at Gus Hansen and Andrew Black. Creeping up on him, the short stack right now is Julius Coleman. He had to sit for 10 minutes, but he's back.
And with the blinds at 30 and 60,000 with a 5,000 chip ante, he can't sit around and see a lot of hands. He'll have to make a move.
Yeah, he started this hand with only 570,000 chips. Action folding around to Gus Hansen. Hansen looks at a king 10 suited.
And from the small blind, I expect him to play. He's raising.
Raises 565,000.
And apparently Gus Hansen has counted down Julius Coleman's stack. That will be enough to put him all in. Looks like he wants to call.
You robbed me of the ability to say all in. I call.
He does call. Ace little, he had to go, as you said, at some point. Why not now?
Well, this is actually a pretty good spot for the big blind Coleman. He has the best hand. Not a huge favorite, but his ace high is the favorite going into the flop.
And here comes the flop. 10-8 jack.
Gus Hansen has assumed the lead with middle pair.
Not good.
Coleman looking for an ace or running cards for a straighter flush.
Ann and Jake looking on, and not a lot of hope in the eyes there.
This could be the last two cards for Australia's remaining player.
It's a 9.
Well, now there's a chance here for a split. If a 7 comes, both players will have a straight. They'll play the board. Queen's no good because that'll give Hansen a king high straight, but Coleman's looking for an ace.
Coleman with his tournament life on the line. Last card is a 7. We're going to get a split.
You know, Barry, they say ties are like kissing your sister. This is actually one of the most beautiful cards Julius Coleman could have hoped for.
Well, they say the longest journey begins with but a single step. Maybe that's step 1.
That step may have saved Julius Coleman about 100,000 Australian dollars, the difference between 5th and 4th place. We'll see if he can turn that bit of good luck into a charge up the leaderboard.
Action folds here to Hans-Martin Vogel with an ace-9. And he's going to raise to 210,000. Hansen folds. So does Coleman. Now Fricky, king-jack.
He's in the big blind. He already has 60,000 posted. It will cost him another 150,000 to call. Oh.
And he's going to re-raise, and that likely is going to put Vogel all in at will. So here we go. Fricky and Vogel.
Familiar territory for our chip leader, Jimmy Fricky, trailing going into the flop.
No respect.
He's been in this situation before.
Yeah, there's a reason he's not getting respect.
You've earned it, but you've earned it, but nobody seems to be listening.
You see, our odds calculator has figured Fricky to have a 42% chance to win. That actually is off. That should be about 89% at this point.
The way he's been going. To the flop. 8, 9, 5.
Great flop for Vogel. He makes top pair. 3-1 favorite going to the turn. Fricky looking for a king or a jack.
We go to the turn. It's a queen.
That was scary.
Yeah. It was scary because Fricky's looking for paint. A king jack or now a 10 to complete a straight.
And now to the river. He did it again.
My goodness.
And Hans-Martin Vogel will be eliminated in 5th place by Jimmy Fricky, who has done it on the river yet another time.
Broke my streak of knocking people out.
We have a new Terminator in Australia, and he's a kid from Illinois.
Jimmy Fricky making a career on the river. 7 players began the day with visions of gold on their minds.
I'm playing to win.
But for some, those dreams quickly turned to disappointment.
Good luck, everyone. Good luck.
We're now down to our final 4 survivors.
Plot thickens.
Can these 2 pros withstand the charge from this unknown upstart?
No respect.
Or will this local bring the crown back to his homeland?
Sick.
For Michael Koenig, I'm Barry Tompkins. We'll see you next week as the final